Hello, everyone. I am, of course, Christine Gritman, and this is Let's Talk About Brand, this live show that I do every single Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time, or whatever time it is where you are. In fact, tell us what time it is where you are, where you are, if you're joining us live or on the replay. And this is something I definitely always want to know, where you're joining us from online, because we are live right now on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. We're in all the places, so please tell us where you're seeing this, how you're seeing this, all of this. And in fact, let us know what brought you to. Do you always come watch? Are you here because you are a Brian Schulman super fan? We want to hear all of it. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you also for everyone who joined me on Tuesday. Every single week, I have two things going on about brand. On Tuesday on Twitter at 12 noon Eastern Time, I like keeping it simple, I have a Twitter chat called #ChatAboutBrand. And the Tuesday chat is always on the same topic as I will be interviewing my Friday live stream guest about. So this past Tuesday, we had a really interesting conversation about vibe. We all kind of know what it is. We know what someone's vibe is, but defining it is a little tricky and it can be very subjective. And of course, you know what that has to do with your brand and with branding in general. The vibe of a brand is something that can be hard to define, but that is essential to define. And so the reason we're talking about vibe this week is because we have as our guest Mr. Brian Schulman of Voice Your Vibe. And he's bringing some excellent vibrations to the show. Of course, he's got his snap cam on. So without any further ado, let's bring on Brian. And just because Brian's on the show does not mean it will be 4 hours long, guys. Still half-hour show. Let's go, Brian. Hello.
Wait, it's not a 4-hour show. Hold on.
It's not a 4-hour show. I don't know if you know how to do short form anymore, man.
I know. I love it. It's so good to be with you today. Thank you for having me.
You today. Thank you for bringing all your good vibes to us today. So the obvious question, first and foremost, is how do you define vibes? Because you've made it such a part of your brand, so you must have an idea of what the hell it means.
Yeah, look, every individual, every company, every brand has a vibe. And I always say your vibe attracts your tribe. And so showing up, right, your vibe is all about building your brand. Your brand is all about your community, right? It's all about your tribe. If you don't have a tribe, you don't have a brand. So you got to work on your vibe for sure. But vibes come from the heart. They come from the heart, right? I mean, you've got, as a brand, maybe you're a retailer, right? You've got lots of gear, for example, right? You see all this stuff happening here. And it's not about how much it costs. It's not about there's a need that maybe needs to be filled, right? Usually while you're purchasing something, as an example. But it's more about how it makes you feel, right? So the vibes are all about a feeling. And the best brands in the world make you feel a certain way in addition to accomplishing some type of goal that you're trying to get accomplished.
To that end, Voice Your Vibe. That is the name of your whole thing, your whole brand, what you do. It's, of course, about your live shows and all of that. But I want to find out from you just what exactly you do at Voice Your Vibe. What is Voice Your Vibe as a professional brand?
Yeah, absolutely. So just in terms of some background about me, and I'm not a huge fan of talking about myself, but just to give you an idea, I am a 4-time best-selling author. I do talk about both the shows as well as what we do in the 13 Steps to Riches. We're 4 out of 13 books into the series. It's an incredible collaboration. I do international keynote speaking. I am known as the godfather and pioneer of LinkedIn video and LinkedIn Live, one of the world's premier live streaming experts. Been featured on NASDAQ and Roku and live streaming books, and I've been in digital marketing for over 20 years. I've been on LinkedIn for almost 2 decades. And I am the CEO of Voice Your Vibe, which really brings a wealth of knowledge as an advisor and mentor to founders and C-suite execs around the world, providing mastery coaching around how to find their voice, how to voice their vibe, attract their tribe, and how to tell their story that people will fall in love with through the power and impact of live and pre-recorded video. Now, showing up is so important, right? But most people don't know how to do that. It gets scary getting in front of this camera, putting a phone in front of your face. It's terrifying. And I know because that was me, and I had no idea what I was doing when I got started. And over 1,500 videos later, and almost, over 400 live shows, Maria, over 400 live shows, and so many incredible firsts being a pioneer. It's been an amazing experience. So I started working with Forbes execs, or Fortune executives, and then working with companies, brands, individuals at a high caliber, and helping them find their voice, source their vibe, and attract their tribe. And when you think about a platform like LinkedIn as an example, it's not the easiest place to understand how to show up, because most people are sitting there going, oh, I got to put on my business suit and talk business speak. And that's not the jam. People want to work with people they like, know, and trust. And it starts with the human and the heart first.
And that's what I love about the fact that you are a LinkedIn guy, because your vibe, your whole thing, it feels, I mean, you've got the snap lenses. That's very Snapchat. You seem like you've got like TikTok type of energy. So I love that your home base is really LinkedIn of all platforms, the one that has traditionally been the most buttoned up. You've been on LinkedIn forever. So, as well as I do, that back in like 2005, the idea of LinkedIn creator, that wasn't really a thing. But I love how people like yourself, like Judy Fox, Michaela Alexis, Goldie Chan, just bringing so much life and vibrancy to the LinkedIn platform. So my question for you is, why LinkedIn? Why LinkedIn, where you choose to voice your vibe?
Yeah, it's a really good question, Christine. Back in 2005, LinkedIn was literally just a resume and a place to look for a job. It wasn't until many years later, literally just a handful of years ago, about 4, if my math is right, it blurs together between LinkedIn Video and LinkedIn Live. It flipped LinkedIn on its head. It was the first time it became really a human with a heartbeat. I knew back then there were 1 million people on the platform when I joined in 2004 that this was going to be something. 1 million people joining the platform so quickly, something was going to happen here. There was nothing else like it out there. I was on all their social platforms, but I decided LinkedIn was the place to be, and I was going to go all in. I didn't know how, because you couldn't post. There was none of that. So I've been through the entire journey and been a pioneer through LinkedIn Posts, which is being able to write articles on LinkedIn, all of these being invite-based by LinkedIn, LinkedIn Video, LinkedIn Live, LinkedIn Stories, LinkedIn Audio now in terms of the new platform. They actually just launched LinkedIn's new platform, podcasting. There's a lot going on, but you'll notice that LinkedIn has continuously become more of a creator platform just over the last handful of years. And those that have got in early and realize the importance of showing up, 1, 2, the importance of building community in your tribe, right? Because it's not about you as a creator, it's about everyone else. And bringing people together, I always say incredible things happen when you come together. So I didn't know it was going to happen. A lot of us pioneers, that you mentioned, and so many more, Quentin Adams Q, and Mike Morgan, Fahad Muhammad, so many of us, although it was a small circle, we didn't know it was going to happen. We really didn't know it was going to happen. All we knew was that we were a part of something that was going to be incredible in terms of history, looking back and going, wow, look at what we did together. Today, you've got almost 1 billion people on the platform. Close enough. More than 800 million. It's almost 1 billion in the scheme of things. So it's going to continue to grow. They got bought by Microsoft, and they're not going anywhere. And especially as you see the evolution of what's happening based on technology, you go LinkedIn Video, LinkedIn Live, you go now LinkedIn Audio, now the podcasting platform, right? The evolution of a platform coming to light like Clubhouse, right, which blew up. And there's many more. You got Mark Cuban now launching a platform himself for creators that is it's invite only. I believe it's going to be bananas. It's live show based. It just launched. I actually just got into it. And look forward to trying it out. But LinkedIn is, look, the beauty about this platform is the fact that everyone is there to do business. Most people are starting and getting on there just spitting out business, but that's not how you do business with people. You learn about the people, right? What you have in common, what your likes are, if you want to work with them, that's usually how you figure it out. It's not whatever information I'm sharing with you about the
That's
product.
their vibe.
Yeah, it's the vibe. It's absolutely the vibe. So, you know, you look at our shows, and which, by the way, are both global award-winning live shows. You know, they have nothing to do with business.
That actually leads perfectly to the next thing that I was going to ask you to talk about, which is that your shows, well, I mean, you'll tell people what they are, but the fact is they're just like wacky fun. But totally. At the same time, they're a reflection of your business and they are your calling card. So like, how did that evolve? I understand how video and live video especially can be a business tool and get that know, like, trust factor going, but yours are like their own thing. So tell us how that happened.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I was a pioneer of LinkedIn Live, and even in my LinkedIn videos when we got started, they had nothing to do with business. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was extremely uncomfortable, but I just kept showing up. And I love bringing people together. Everybody knows that. So that's really what the vibe is all about for me, is about bringing people together, helping them feel seen, heard, valued, and a part of something. And by the way, that comes from the fact that I come from being an outcast kid. I grew up with a neurological disorder. I was the weird kid. I was a pound-and-a-half miracle baby that wasn't supposed to live. I was not this person. It took me a long time to find me and to accept myself. My very first video on LinkedIn was sharing that story, and all the love and support and encouragement that I got changed my life. And I wanted others to feel accepted. I wanted others to know that they were seen and heard and cared about. And weird is a good thing. I didn't think any of that about myself. So both videos, and when I had someone like the chairman of Forbes, Miguel Forbes, call me out as a creator that makes this platform what it is, it made me, I didn't get it, and then I got it. It was about the human with the heartbeat. So the live streams, our shows, like I mentioned, 2 global award-winning shows, Shout Out Saturday Live and What's Good Wednesday Live, have nothing to do with us. Me and my co-host, Nancy Barrows, it's not about us. It is all about you, the tribe. And it's all about making you feel a certain way. Look at the last 2 years we've been growing through together through this global pandemic. It's been a hot mess. Everything is upside down. You know, we don't know which way to go. We're depressed. You're sick. People are dying. You can't see your family and your loved ones, right? We added a lot of things to our live shows, like social distancing. I didn't understand that concept, by the way, of social distancing. I'm like, physical distance, social togetherness, that makes total sense to me. So we created social distancing, and we bring people on the show, and we have a great time. And yes, we get wacky and different filters. I mean, there were so many firsts that we've done on the show. Daniel Hall created all these amazing filters that you're seeing, but these shows are about everyone else. Shout Out Saturday is all about sharing the love and gratitude for those that have made a positive impact in your life. 200 weeks of sharing gratitude and love for others. And it started by me having video chats with people on LinkedIn. And I wanted to give them some love. I wanted to let them know I appreciated them. And that's what happened. And people started showing up and doing the same. And we whacked out the show during the pandemic because people need to smile and laugh. And we're all just so unhappy and sad, right? So it's that dynamic. And that dynamic has led to so many things, Christine, not just for us, but for everyone else. People will come on the show. They all come from the comments. Our guests all come from the comments. We provide them the link. They join us in the green room, and they meet one another. Now, the underlying tone, by the way, is the fact that so many people are doing this for the first time. They're also so uncomfortable. And what they don't realize is that we make the show about fun so that Pavlov's theory gets into your head of not going, this is terrifying. You're saying, hey, wait a minute, this is a good time. I'm having fun. I'm dancing. I'm sharing love for others. I can go do this again on some other show. I can start my own show, right? So we don't talk about that a lot, but that was purposeful so that people who were scared to get on camera weren't thinking I'm scared to get on camera. They're thinking, hey, this is fun. I can do this again. I can do what he does. I can go be me, right? Because we're acting like lunatics. And if we're letting people understand that if you just be you, people fall in love with you. Your tribe is out there. You just have to be you and show up.
I love that. And while it's clear to understand kind of the social impact mission of making people less afraid, giving people a moment of levity. I got to find out what I'm sure tons of people wonder, which is ultimately you do run a business. How does this actually impact your business? Have you gotten clients from it? Have you had people say, you know what, I want you to do for me what you did for yourself?
100%. All of those things. Whether it be paid speaking engagements, whether it be books, whether it be featured articles, whether it be clients in terms of businesses, you name it, it's happened. And the part that I want people to realize is, again, the importance of showing up, right? You need to be seen, you need to be heard. If you don't show up, you're not seen, you're not heard by those prospective clients, by those prospective employers, by those prospective partners, right? Whatever it may be, they need to see you. And look, fun is an integral part to business. Business is not all about, hi, how are you? Here I'm going to talk about. Nobody wants to work with that person. They want to work with somebody where they have a good time. You can spend a lot of time with people when you do business, right? So it's your personality is the important part of shining and showing up. And when you do that, so many opportunities will present themselves.
The right ones.
Yes, the right ones, because you will attract those. And remember, too, it's okay to say no. I've said no to so many opportunities because they're just not the vibe that I'm looking for, right? It's not just about the money. We all need to live. Okay, we all need to live. But understanding your why of what you're doing is just the most important thing, because that makes what you're doing that much more impactful, that much more fun, and it hits you in the most important part, which is in the heart.
Now, I know that one thing that holds a lot of people back from kind of being unafraid to be weird is that they worry that they won't create the right professional impression. And to your point, it's the right opportunities coming your way that matter. It's not about the wrong people. The people who think that what you're doing isn't their vibe, that's fine. That's not their vibe. Here's my question. You're a very high energy, high intensity, super fun guy. What if that's just not someone's personality? Someone's personality isn't really let my free flag fly. They have a more subdued personality and it's genuine. It's not that they're repressed. They're just a different type of personality. How can they voice their vibe in a way that is, natural to them? Because so many people see people like you or like me who are like, rah, like that's awesome, but that would be fake for me. So what do you say to those people about finding the vibe that they can voice?
That's a really good question. And Christine, by the way, I know you and I have things in common. We're very high energy and high vibe here. And once we're off, we crash. It takes a lot of energy to create this much energy. Okay, that's one thing. But
you will be seeing me napping on a beanbag chair at Social Media Marketing World in a few weeks. And in fact, I'm like yourself. I have some on-camera video interviews with people lined up for that time. And I got to tell you, in between those, I have a little spot where I'm going to go take a little power nap here and there. Because it isn't all the time. My husband's a little bit like this all the time. He has that internal motor. I crash. But sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So I think here's the thing I want you all to remember, okay? You have a voice and a story that matters, and a voice and a story that can and will positively affect, impact, and inspire another human being's life by showing up and by being you. You don't have to be me. I don't want you to be me. I want you to be you. Okay? That's part of what we do, is help you be you. I will tell you, with our shows, we're all about bringing about that inner child out of you, because that's where your creativity comes from. That's where it's fostered from. But as we grow up, right? Think about Peter Pan. He doesn't want to grow up. That's me. I don't want to grow up. I grew up and I'm like, I don't want to grow up. I want to be the kid again, because that's what gets me excited. That's where my passion is. And that's where the creativity is found. So just remember, the most important thing is just being you. And we see all of you in the comments. You are absolutely incredible. The most important thing is just being you. It's being you and knowing that it's okay to be you. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to emote in whatever way you want to and need to emote. And remember, the most important thing is it's all about relatability. It's just about being relatable. So you don't have to be anyone but you. I will tell you, I know it's hard. You're going to sit there and go, well, why wouldn't I be anyone but me? Put a camera in front of your face, hit record or go live, and you Usama, Mr. Lerv. Yeah, I want to be you, man. Talk about energy, Christine. This guy's got more energy than the Energizer Bunny. But I just want you to understand the importance of just be you. And remember, if you're sitting there thinking, who's gonna see me, pay attention to me, want to do business with me, want to partner with me? I said in the beginning of the show, your vibe attracts your tribe. Voice your vibe. I didn't have a voice. I didn't think I had a voice. I certainly didn't think I had a story. I did not want to talk about it because I didn't want to be weird and different. I didn't want to be looked at in the limelight. I wanted to blend in. Mm-hmm. I'm sure many of you feel that way too. But just, I want you to be confident in yourself. And I want you to know the most important thing is just starting. You don't have to have anything other than you and your phone. That's it. Just find those things that get you excited, that get you passionate, that come from your heart. And the reason is because when you do, you feel that through the lens. You feel the genuineness and the authenticity. You do. I mean, it's easy, especially on LinkedIn, by the way, especially on LinkedIn. You can call out fakes right away. You know if somebody's not being genuine.
Yeah.
And you're not going to want to do business with them. But, you know, you want to be around certain kind of people. They're out there waiting for you. You just have to start. You don't have to know what you're doing. You just got to start. And by the way, that's relatable.
Yes.
So many people don't know how to start or what to do.
Exactly. Just do it. Because the fact is, you're certainly not behind because no one else has a head start on being you. I mean,
no.
It's you.
That's it.
So your method of choice and my method of choice of voicing our respective vibes is video, especially live video. We love the dynamism of that, and it works well with our respective energies. But what are some other ways, if someone is just like, you know what, video's not me, what are some other ways that you've seen people really successfully voice their vibes if video is not theirs?
Yeah, if getting on camera is not your jam, it's okay. I would still employ you to get comfortable being uncomfortable and take the steps. Because eventually you'll get to a point where you're not in your head going, oh, yeah, this sucks. How's my makeup? What do I look like? Is my hat okay? You're always going to do that. It's easy to compare yourself too, by the way, just on a sidebar. Just remember, we all start at the beginning. It's just a different point in everybody's journey. The beginning is different in everybody's timeline. Okay. So back to your question. Well, we talked about platforms like Clubhouse, which is an audio-based platform, right? It's like picking up the phone and calling your best friend. LinkedIn has launched LinkedIn Audio, right? They just launched also their podcast platform. LinkedIn aside, right, there are many audio platforms that you can go for. You don't have to go video, audio. You can post. You can get creative. However, I will tell you the most important thing is this, which is why I worked with so many Fortune executives, is because they realize the importance of sharing the human behind the persona, right? A Fortune executive is one of those people that kind of look at as being untouchable. Like, you can't reach out to them. The door really isn't open. How am I ever going to talk to this person? Are they ever going to want to hear from me? But if you humanize it, right? This is Brian Schulman. He's the CEO of Voice Your Vibe. He has a 21-year-old daughter at Berkeley and a 19-year-old son at Princeton. And he loves hanging out with his family. And, all those kind. You humanize the persona that has a heartbeat, because we all have a heartbeat. That's what you want to do, which is why video is so important, because video allows you to see the human, to feel the human, to hear that human. Okay? That's what it's about. Random quick example. Number of years ago, I'm scrolling through my feed on LinkedIn. This is during LinkedIn video. I see my dear friend Aaron Hennig. He's like 7 feet tall, used to be a basketball player. He's in his car with his sunglasses on, and he always did his videos from his car. And he said, I can't take my glasses off for this video, and here is why. I'm about to share a story with you about my mom. And he was talking about his mom who had breast cancer and what he was going through, and he was crying, and that's not Aaron's jam, and he was letting it out. He was being real and raw, as Nancy Deborah would say, radiating real, and he was voicing his vibe. I happened to catch his video on my feed. I was bawling watching his 1:30 video. Why? Because my mom was going through breast cancer at that time. What is the odds? What are the odds that I would catch his video at that moment, need to hear what he said, release what was inside of me? I picked up the phone and called him, and I could barely get anything out because I was so choked up. And I said, Aaron, you will never know how much your video meant to me, and you're sharing you and your emotion and your heart, because I'm going through that right now. Remember, human with a heartbeat first. So that's why video is important. Remember this too. Maya Angelou said it best. People may forget what you say, but they will never forget how you make them feel. Video is all about the feels. If you get comfortable being uncomfortable and let yourself, your true self, be, you will create opportunities for yourself you never could have imagined. People will get to know who you are, just like you do when you're in person. You go to a conference, you go to an interview, you go to meet with a potential client. They want to work with you. You're not the only one they're looking at. So why are they going to pick you? Because they want to work with you. They like you. It's important.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
The vibe.
I love it. Well, Brian, thank you so much for bringing your vibe to us. Good vibes only. Love it. So tell everyone about, first of all, your shows, the differences between them, when and where they are, how people can catch those, and also where people can and should find you in general.
You got it. So just for visibility's sake, I'm put this up for you guys right now. So you're going to see this. We have 2 global award-winning live shows across multiple platforms. You can join us on What's Good Wednesday Live and Shout Out Saturday Live. You'll see me and Nancy Deborah and our many faces of Snapcam. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this up for you right now. If you want to know how to find us, all you got to do is put your phone up to the screen. I'm going to move my hat over here. Put your phone up to the screen to that QR code. It will pull up Linktree. Linktree is awesome, by the way, you guys. If you're not familiar with it, it's free. Download it. You can add all your social platforms right there. You will find a link so you can see the shows. You will find a link to our swag site. If you want to buy some Voice Your Vibe swag stuff, there's tons. Again, easy way to get all your social platforms on there. You can go to voiceyourvibe.com as well. But as I shared the stories about the shows, they're amazing. And yes, Nancy Deborah, thank you so much for putting that up right there. You can join us for the first ever Shout Out Saturday Live in front of a live audience in person at Social Media Marketing World in San Diego. You can join us Monday, March 14th from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific time from the eCam Studio Lounge located at the Wine and Culinary Center. It's in the Gaslamp District of San Diego. We're so happy and honored that they invited us. We're going to have a great time together. If you haven't seen Shout Out Saturday, you can join us tomorrow for Shout Out Saturday Live. It is episode 201. We just celebrated 200 respective episodes and weeks of Shout Out Saturday Live, as well as What's Good Wednesday Live. Shout Out Saturday Live is 9 a.m. Pacific every Saturday. What's Good Wednesday Live is at 6 p.m. every Wednesday Pacific time. And guys, it's all about full force funness. We have a good time together. We create opportunities for everyone. So many people have come on in the comments and have said, I'm trying to get on as guests on shows. Within 30 seconds, we've had people on 5 different shows because we all support one another. Hosts show up to support one another. Yeah, it's just incredible, Christine. I mean, we did 150th episode of Shout Out Saturday Live. We had 150 guests in 4 hours.
Oh my goodness.
So many incredible firsts, but they're all about just bringing people together. And like I said, incredible things happen when you come together. If you don't focus on business and you just focus on showing up, being you, and bringing people together, everything else will happen for you. I am proof in the pudding.
I love that so much. Thank you, Brian. And I'm looking forward to, in fact, joining you for Shadow Saturday Live with eCam from Social Media Marketing World on Monday the 14th. I will definitely be popping in there. I don't know what kind of crazy snap filter you're going to put on me this time, but whatever it is, I will wear it gracefully. Thank you so much for being here.
Christine, thank you so much for having me. You're absolutely amazing. I love you. I love your heart. I love your brand. I love what you do. I love how you bring people together, and I'm so honored. I can't wait to give you a big hug in just a couple weeks.
Thank you so much. You rock.
All right. Love to all of you watching with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Yay! All right. Well, as you can see, I could not have chosen a better possible person for talking about how to brand with your vibe. I think his vibes just came and like exploded everyone's internets right there. So thank you very much to Brian Schulman for being on. As I mentioned before, I do this show every single Friday at 12 noon with a different guest expert on a different element of branding. And before that, I have my Tuesday Twitter chat on the same topic. So next Tuesday, our topic is going to be rocking your brand design. I think you can tell that I care a lot about design. I do all my own design. And so next Friday, we're going to be talking to an awesome brand designer who rocks, and that is Mr. Carl Gray, who will be joining us from England. And I got to hang out with him in real life a little bit at Atomicon back in November, and that was fantastic. So next week, Carl Gray, rocking your brand design. Thanks so much to Brian Schulman. Thanks so much to all of you for being here today. And don't forget to never be afraid to voice your own vibe. Bye.